Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Bowmaster619 here. Another beautiful day in colorful Colorado. Let me go ahead and show you just how beautiful. That's my finger. Nice and bright and sunny out. Gorgeous. So, for any of you that may have been wondering where I've been, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I just haven't been completely in the mood to live stream lately, so I apologize for that. But I'm back for a little while, and last weekend was a lot of fun. Hello, Edit. I hope you got to see my last balloon video, because I know how much you enjoyed the balloon live stream and watching me pop those other balloons. Yes, so I'm finally back, I know. It's been a while. But it's nice to be back. Glad you enjoyed it. So today, I am going to actually be doing a quick review of something that I actually got for my birthday the other day. Hello, Louisa. Nice to see you here. So today I'm going to be giving a brief review of this. Gosling's Black Seal Bermuda Black Rum. This one in particular is 151. The only 151 that I was overly familiar with beforehand was actually this. Which, for any of you that follow the spirit world, that actually sounds really cool. I don't know if you can hear that. That sounds really cool. I'm easily amused. Rum yum. Nice. That's what I heard, actually. And as you know, it's been discontinued. So the liquor store in the town where I live had a small supply of these, and I went ahead and purchased as many of them as I could with the limited funding I had at the time. So I actually have 5 bottles of it left here. Last I tried, I was underage. Shame. But I have had Goslings before, but never 151. Because it's discontinued, and for all I know, that could potentially be worth some money in the future. I don't plan on drinking it myself anytime soon, but you never know when it might come in handy. So we're going to try this one. I have tried the regular one before. That's a video that unfortunately never actually wound up coming to fruition simply because the audio quality was quite terrible. So, cracking this open for the first time. Oh, wow. Okay, now that it's gotten to breathe a little bit. That actually smells really good. You can really smell the molasses. I love that sound. You can always smell the alcohol really strong when you first pour it. Oh, wow. Whew. Well, as far as smell, you can definitely smell the molasses in it. Has a mild hint of brown sugar, dry and astringent, with a very small hint of vanilla, actually. One was one of my ingredients to making my fried drunken chicken. Ooh, that actually sounds pretty good. And that was just a sip. I'm almost a little afraid to actually try and shoot this. Throat clearer? Yep, that's a good way to put it. Sorry, the phone is ringing. Yeah, I'm not drinking that fast, that's for dang sure. Okay, so the sip was brutal. Let's see if this is a shooter by chance. I doubt it. Okay. Surprisingly enough, that actually shoots way easier than it is to sip. Wow. Oh, yep, there's a nice burning in the throat. Feels like breathing fire. Yeah, about the same flavor profile as the sip, actually. You get the taste of the molasses, sugar, surprisingly smooth. Marinated my chicken in rum and bourbon for 6 hours with spices and herbs. Ooh. What kind of bourbon and what kind of rum? I'm actually very curious about that now. I stepped on a bottle. Whew. One shot of that is enough for a little while. Whew, excuse me. Okay, so that's Gosling 51. Pretty good. Surprisingly enough, it's actually an easier shooter than it is a sipper. It's funny how some spirits are made that way, actually. Some of them I have found that they are actually far easier to shoot down straight than they are to actually sip. So, always interesting to find out little factoids like that. Now, the next one I would like to show you guys is from the vacation I took this weekend, which is this Breckenridge. Hello, Money Miles. Nice to see you here. Whew. Excuse me. So, last weekend, me and my girlfriend went on a trip up to Breckenridge in Colorado. It was a heck of a lot of fun, and we got to go to the Breckenridge Distillery. For those of you that follow my other channel, which is simply Bowmaster619, you know that I have sampled Breckenridge whiskey in the past. And surprisingly enough, the shooter I got was actually way different than what I tasted at this distillery itself. And I did not know that they actually made rum. Now, as you can clearly tell, I did have some on the weekend. Oof. Smells super sweet. And I'll go ahead and read the description for you. Colorado rum with spices and brown sugar, which you can really smell the brown sugar. Turbinado sugar and dark molasses, belayed at 1,600 fathoms above the sea, are aged in gold medal winning Breckenridge bourbon casks, then finished with roots, spices, and dried fruits. It would taste a lie to say it wasn't what we always wanted. And my first initial thought of this when I tried it was it's similar to a IPA. Simply in the way that it has a very interesting and powerful smell, but when you taste it, the taste is totally different. Now, I myself am not a fan of IPAs, but ironically enough, when we went to Breckenridge, I wound up ordering an IPA by accident when we had dinner the first night. It was from a local brewery around there called the Axeman, and I didn't read enough to see that it actually said American IPA, so it had an extremely citrusy floral scent that was very wonderful. But then you drink it and no thank you. Added Scotch rum and whiskey shots to my homemade sauce. Yummy. So first initial smell is extremely strong of the brown sugar. The brown sugar actually overpowers the molasses. And then the taste is nothing like the smell. Bitter. The brown sugar comes in a little bit afterwards. Not nearly as dry as the 151. Overall, actually fairly good flavor profile. Yeah, not nearly as dry. And it is 45% alcohol by volume, which means it is 90 proof. And surprisingly enough, the rum is actually about the same price as the vodka. Hello, Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. Nice to see you guys here. So here we go for the shot. Okay, that one's actually more of a sipper than a shooter. Overall, not bad, though. But at the distillery itself, the Breckenridge vodka and the Breckenridge rum are actually right around the same price. And hello, Philip. Very nice to see you here, too. And you probably, well, obviously you did. I can't talk. You missed the very first part of this where I actually tried this. Are we back? Can you still see me? Thank you. And funny enough, when we went to the distillery, I brought my own personal shot glass to actually taste their products in. It was not this one. It was actually the shot glass I got off the bottle of Tin Cup bourbon, which I did not do a review of, but the next time I buy a bottle, I will do a review of it. Man, it is getting harder and harder for me to speak. But yes, this is actually only available, as far as I know, at the Breckenridge Distillery, as well as maybe a few of the liquor stores around the area. Down here on the plains, I have not seen the rum itself, which is why I didn't know that they actually made rum at the Breckenridge Distillery. Ooh, excuse me. Either way, very good. And I got a couple more things from the distillery, which are actually in the other room, unfortunately, so I can't show them to you at this exact moment. But one is a bourbon chocolate sauce, which is amazingly good. And the other one is actually a bourbon barrel-aged maple syrup. Liquid gold. And they come with a price tag, too. The bottle of chocolate syrup is typically about $35, and the maple syrup is $40. So, yeah. Was an expensive weekend, but it was fun. It was extremely relaxing. Leslie and I both had a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. It was much needed, I will say that much. On the way up, we stopped at Idaho Springs, excuse me. That's the name of the actual town, is Idaho Springs. If you're ever in Colorado and you happen to be up in the mountains, please do check out Idaho Springs. They have a hot springs there called Indian Hot Springs, and they are wonderful. I will be posting some pictures on my Facebook page a little bit later to show you what the drive looked like, as well as what our view out of the hotel was. And we wound up doing two different things at the hot springs. We rented a private outdoor jacuzzi that was fed by the hot springs itself. Extremely relaxing. Very interesting as well to have both the nice warm temperature of the hot tub, which was around 104 degrees Fahrenheit, if I remember correctly. Oh, yeah. Oh! I have no idea if you guys were able to hear that or not. Hello, Aaron. Nice to see you here. And then after we were done in the hot spring, we went to a thing called Club Mud, which is literally a warm room where you are able to go in. They have a giant basin full of mud that you literally splash onto your body everywhere you possibly can. And then you let it dry on you, which takes around 45 minutes to an hour. And that actually pulls the toxins out of your body in an exfoliating fashion, kind of like those green masks you see all the time in commercials, only it's full body. And the floor is completely covered in rocks that acts as a free reflexology session, which, as you guys know by now, for me, I love reflexology, but those rocks are a little rough. I can tell you that. Let's see. Mr. Cohen has arrived. All rise. Already standing. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm going to go grab those 2 other bottles to show you real quick. That black guy looks familiar for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, I am back. Now this little cup right here, which comes from Tin Cup Whiskey, which is one I have not been able to give a review of yet. Let's see. That is this one right here. It is distilled here in Colorado as well, and it is a very good bourbon. As soon as I get a new bottle of it, I will give a review. But that's the cool part. The cup actually comes with the bottle itself. Twist that off, and you pop the cork. Then you can enjoy a shot of whiskey. Oh, there's still a little bit left. Close! But this is the cup I actually took with me to the distillery. Now here is the chocolate sauce called Sweet Breakup Potion Chocolate Sauce. I've only seen commercials for that tin cup. Ready to drink, cup included. Exactly. That's one thing I absolutely love about that particular one. Let's see what I missed here. Not much. Okay. But this stuff is amazing. Let's see. Devour by 8/1/18. Oh, interesting. So in other words, I have to have this used up, essentially, by... Are we back? I apologize. I lost connection for a brief moment there. But yes, this is chocolate sauce that has been aged in bourbon barrels. And if you guys could smell it right now. Imagine the tastiest chocolate sauce you can. For some of you, that might be Hershey's. Others, it might be Ghirardelli or Godiva or something like that. And then mix it with the smell of your absolute favorite whiskey or bourbon. And you have what this stuff is. Amazing. You know, I've heard that this is one of the best you can possibly get to make a mudslide with. Now the other one is this right here. Aged chocolate sauce, that's right. This one is Rocky Mountain Morning Hooch. I didn't even know that was the name of it. That's funny. 100% pure barrel-aged maple syrups that were aged in bourbon barrels. Liquid gold. This stuff is so good. My trip was to Breckenridge, Aaron, and it was last weekend. Hello, Russ. Nice to see you here. Oh, interesting. They actually have a story here written down. Breckenridge barrel-aged maple syrup. This barrel, bleh, this bourbon barrel aged maple syrup is a golden collaboration between Breckenridge Distillery and Burton's Maplewood Farm. When Tim Burton was introduced to Breckenridge Distillers booze hustler Kevin Polich at the 2011 Gourmet on Gore event in Vail, Colorado, he knew there was something special that would develop from this friendship. Tim asked Litch if he'd be interested in creating a bourbon and rum barrel aged maple syrup for a future visit to the Rockies. Litch immediately said yes, and the two Breckenridge barrels were on the way to Tim's farm located at the southern hills of Indiana. Now you can enjoy this golden elixir yourself for breakfast in a cocktail over braising salmon, steak, pork, or chicken on the grill. Hey, Ron. Breckenridge is up in the mountains of Colorado. From where I live, Idaho Springs is about an hour and a half away, and then Breckenridge is about an hour away from that. Essentially, you jump on I-76 where Hudson is, and follow that all the way up until you hit I-70. You merge onto I-70, and then you just keep going until you hit Idaho Springs. From there, you keep following I-70 up until you merge onto another highway, and follow that for a short while until you hit Breckenridge. Breckenridge is one of the big ski resort cities in Colorado, similar to Aspen, Vail, places like that. So nowhere near New Jersey. No, nowhere near New Jersey. But I can tell you it is some darn good stuff. Since you are tuning in a little bit later, I'll go ahead and show you what I tasted a moment ago. I tasted Gosling's 151 Black Seal Rum. Surprisingly good, surprisingly smooth on the shot, not so much on the sip. And Breckenridge Spiced Rum, which is extremely strong on the brown sugar scent and flavor profile. But on the taste, it's actually much more mild than the smell. Both are extremely good. And since I have 4 different rums present at my house, I could, in theory, make myself a zombie. Come to think of it, I actually have 5 different rums here. Gosling's, Breckenridge, Bacardi, Kraken. Excuse me. Kraken, and I believe I have some Captain Morgan and some Captain Morgan Cannon Blast. For those of you that don't know, a zombie, thank you, is a type of drink that includes like 6 or 7 shots of rum in it. I would appreciate a visit. That sounds like a heck of a lot of fun. Take a shot. Which one? 151 or Breckenridge? I will let you guys decide that. And if you'll excuse me just a moment, I need to go ahead and blow my nose. $151 again. Okay. For your viewing pleasure, why not? Cheers, everybody. Oh, it burns. Holy crap, that burns. Ugh. Was that a burp? I guess you could quantify it as such. Oh. Ooh. If so, we are proud. Oh, man. That is potent stuff. I mean, just about the only thing that's really stronger than 151 is Everclear. I actually finished a bottle of that a few weeks ago. Oh. So yes, if you guys ever get a chance to come into Colorado, I can already tell you a couple of really good distilleries to check out. Breckenridge is one. Black Canyon is another. If you remember, I did a 3-part series on my other channel for Black Canyon, where I did a tour of the distillery itself. They told us pretty much everything that they had available, and then I did a tasting video. And I agree, Everclear is disgusting unless you can mix it with something. Oh, excuse me a second. Hi, Mom. Excuse me, my mom just got home and I had to go say hi. I didn't realize how much that stuff burned my throat. Jeez. Okay, definitely no more 151. Sounds accurate. I actually had that bottle of Ever. Wow. I just realized how long I had that bottle. I bought it on my friend Monkey's 21st birthday. And he is turning 29 this December. I had that bottle for nearly 8 years. Wow. Well, that tells you something there. For one, Everclear is not something you drink all the damn time, that's for sure. Whew. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, very true. Very true. Some of this other stuff, what did I miss? You missed me taking another shot of 151 and coughing up like a freak. Let's see. I can see that. I've had moonshine and the African version of moonshine made of a palm tree set, but never Everclear or 151. That actually sounds very interesting. Wow. So yes, that's pretty much what's happened so far. I took a very relaxing trip. There's a rabbit in my backyard currently that I can see from here. Oh, which reminds me. Hennessy with Coke. Hennessy is actually very good. I actually very much enjoy Hennessy. I've had Everclear once. It's like rubbing alcohol is actually a very good way to describe it. But speaking of that rabbit, that actually brings up an amusing story, which some of you might not enjoy too much, but I found it funny. The other day I was out back and I was using my Atlatl. I was getting some practice in and just throwing it for the fun of it. And I happened to spot a bunny out in our back field. Thankfully, no, the rabbit did not die, but that's part of what makes the story funny. I saw it out in the field at about 25 yards, and I figured, I'll go ahead and take a shot just for the fun of it. I know I'm going to miss anyway. I threw the dart. Here's the rabbit. The dart landed just on the other side of it, behind it. Bunny went like, "What was that? What was that?" It was actually quite amusing to watch. And yes, I fully admit I would have felt bad if I would have actually hit the rabbit. And after I was done feeling bad, I would have made Hearty Pan Barbecue Bunny. I know, be nice to rabbits. I never intended to actually hit the rabbit. I never intended to actually hit it. I meant to miss on purpose. I was just amazed at how close the shot went. And considering that the end of my dart has this on it, that definitely would have been a dead bunny. Yes, the dart that I have, I've accidentally hit a bat once when I was casting out my fishing line. Oh dear. Drying and dressing the star of my channel. So was the bat flying and your weight accidentally hit it, or what happened there? That sounds like a hilarious story. You smacked it with the rod? Oh, jeez. My mom's actually got a funny story like that. We went out to one of our usual fishing places. Used to be called Barber Ponds. Now it's called St. Vrain Pond, something like that. Swung the rod and it flew right under as I cast. I'll bet that bat was loopy after that. So my mom, at the time, didn't know quite as much about fishing as she does now. Goes and puts a massive, like, 2-ounce fishing weight on the end of the line. And me and her weren't even really fishing. We were just practicing casting so I could get the form and motion down. So she puts that massive weight on the end of it, pulls back, and casts. And right as that thing is about to hit the water, a carp sticks its head up out of the water. Thunk! The weight smacks it right on top of the head and knocks it out cold. Next thing you know, you just see a carp go belly up for a second before it comes to and swims off like, what the heck was that, man? What's this? You have a great storytelling voice. If you told me you did audiobooks, I'd listen to them. I've somewhat been thinking about maybe reading stories on my channel. I know there are a few different channels on YouTube that do that, such as some of the ones I listen to, like Killer Orange Cat. I actually really enjoy his channel. If you haven't heard of them, please check him out. They read different horror stories. And he's actually really fun to listen to. My 2 oldest sons went duck hunting. My second oldest son, Michael, only succeeded in knocking out a duck with a rock and breaking its neck. It didn't... What in the world? Why are your kids hunting with rocks instead of shotguns? And if your mom can just hit a fish with a sinker, she's a natural. My oldest son, Donald Jr., fell in the lake trying to catch the duck that he had winged with an arrow. Oh, really? They were bow hunting. Or at least he was bow hunting ducks. Very cool. Hello, Danielle. Nice to see you here, aka Danny. That's just an amusing tale altogether. Okay, here's another interesting story for you then. Speaking of hunting, several years ago, my dad and I actually went out to Ray, which is out east from where we live, about a 3-hour drive or so. And we have some family out there that has land. And we were actually hunting for pheasants. At the time, I did not have my 20 gauge yet. I had a simple break action 410 shotgun, which I still have, actually. Not the most powerful shotgun out there, of course, but still plenty lethal and still plenty accurate, too, as this story will contest. As we were walking along this little area looking for pheasants, it actually turned out to be much more popular for rabbits than it was for pheasants. As we're walking, a bunny jumps up and runs out over a steel feeding bin. So me, being the hunter I am, pull up the 410, boom! And when my dad walks over to get it, he looks at me and calls over, "Hey, you got two!" So apparently there was already one under the feeding trough, and the other one had ran directly in front of it, so when I pulled the trigger, it got both of them. Or the other one had a heart attack, seeing the first one die, and went, "I surrender!" And died. But either way, we left with 2 rabbits that day, and they were good eating. Yeah, so for the phrase of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, how about killing 2 rabbits with 1 shotgun blast? And out of a 410, no less, not anything bigger. Itchy head. Please. Okay, that's weird. So yes, there's another amusing story from my childhood. That was a fun trip, I'm not gonna lie. That same trip, we actually saw a really big white-tailed deer out in the fields, too. That thing had a massive rack on it. But we only had small game tags. We didn't have any kind of big game licenses at the time. Though we have gone big game hunting there for a couple years. And the hunting's good, I just really need to get more practice out in the field. I can hit targets easily enough when I'm shooting in my backyard or shooting at the range or whatever, but for whatever reason, when I shoot at live animals with a gun, I don't seem to have the best aim in the world, sadly. It's probably the buck fever. If I had to guess of anything, it's probably just the buck fever. But, you know, excuses, right? Hi, Mom.
Hi, who are you talking to?
I'm doing a live stream right now. Everybody, this is my mom.
Hi.
What's up?
We're going out to eat. You want to go?
Where are you going?
Chinese.
Sure, I'm up for that.
Dragon Phoenix.
Awesome. All right, I'll be out in just a minute. Philip and Aaron both say hi.
Hi back.
Drove after a bunny after my cousin gave birth and giving me a Vicodin pill before we left to throw newspapers. Thank you very much. I will let her know that. She's already left. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you heard we're going out to dinner, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this live stream here. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Thank you for enjoying watching me be in pain about the 151. Until next time, this is Bowmaster619 out. I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned. I am hoping to try and set up an Odysseus shot for my next bow video. If you don't know what that is, look up The Odyssey by Homer, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Until next time, drive safe, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.